So this is an interesting game. I've heard a little bit about it and haven't really got the chance to experience it firsthand. Cry of Fear. Now, this was originally a Half-Life mod, and then at some point, Half-Life was modified to the point where it just could no longer work. And so then they released it as a standalone game. And I believe that this has a co-op mode, which I find fascinating, but unfortunately this is a one-man operation, so we're just going to try a single-player game here. I do love these sort of grunge industrial difficulty and options menus that you saw in a lot of games in the 90s and early 2000s. We're gonna put this on medium difficulty because I'm not very good at this. And because, like I said, you know, things are scarier the less you die in my experience, so let's give that a shot here. Okay, I love this film grain effect. I've always felt alone my whole life. Oh, wow, he's reading it.
My whole life. For as long as I can remember. I don't know if I like it. Or if I'm just used to it. But I do know this. Being lonely does things to you. Feeling shit and bitter and angry all the time just eats away at you.
Huh. I gotta say, I actually really like that voice performance, which is not something I say for this kind of independent effort very often. It captured a lot of vulnerability, which firstly is appropriate for the content of what he was saying, and secondly sets the tone very well for, you know, a horror game. I'm also digging the photorealistic textures mapped onto simple meshes here, because it has that late night effect, you know, where you're walking around and kind of all the lighting is coming from the same sources. Things are kind of muted and your mood is muted and a little bit fried and frazzled, and maybe there's a little caffeine rattling around. The film grain is helping with that, helping this feel kind of seedy and unpleasant, a little bit alienating. The kind of the street dirt feeling. Now that this game apparently takes place in Sweden, if I understand correctly, and I'm always interested in Scandinavian games. I find that, you know, you could, maybe this is just something I'm imposing on them, coming into them, but I find that a lot of Scandinavian games, especially sort of art games and indie projects like this one, have an interesting approach to kind of player empowerment and to kind of the creating sort of a timelessness, like a sense of sustained ennui. And then, of course, there's games like My Summer Car, which, God, waiting for that one to go on sale. I also dig that this is a horror game that has a very gentle beginning here. You know, a lot of games you see kind of a money shot of like a factory going wrong, or, you know, cages bursting, or, you know, spooky phone calls or urgent letters. This one's just sort of letting you adjust to this protagonist's feeling of bitterness and loneliness, and I really dig that, because that like, I talk a lot about how games that allow the horror to develop gradually are more effective and more stick with you longer than games that just sort of rely on the setting up and then immediately delivering the thrill and punch of a jump scare. And I'm really excited also to see if there's some thematic horror here, as well as just like present horror, as well as just, you know, the presence of monsters that are hazardous or need to be avoided. Again, I really don't know much about this game at all, but I'm very excited, much more so than I expected to be, given the game was named Cry of Fear.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, indeed.
What happened?
Ooh, nice. Don't see what's in it. Don't see anyone driving it. Couldn't, in fact. Oh, shit. Wasn't actually expecting that. Alright, definitely hear the gentle breathing. Oh, I'm not sure I was supposed to see that instantaneous flash of texture, but oh, well, no, I suppose I was, actually. Oh, interesting juxtaposition there. Okay, so we're going back and forth between the face and what looks like a padded wall and the actual accident, so this is atemporal. Oh, looks like a patient slamming his head repeatedly against a wall. Wake up. Oh. Nice. They sort of slotted in that, you know, the distorted face, of course, is one of the most, like, immediately arresting things you could flash at someone, because people are very good at recognizing faces, and so when you sort of flash one that looks strange and bizarre, it's uniquely unsettling. This is something a lot of creepypasta, oh, nice Half-Life poster, creepypasta developers have figured out. So saving that one for, like, after you're already sort of wrapped, paying attention, and expecting these images means that it's much more effective. Oh, and wearing his influences on his sleeve here. Unfortunately, I don't know much about The Grudge 2, or else I'd comment. Alright, so I've got a camera here, obviously. It looks like I've got some sort of checkpoint marker. I'm going to left mouse click and see if I take a picture. No, and right mouse click doesn't raise the camera to take a picture, so... I don't know what's up. And also, I thought that was a checkpoint marker, but I don't actually seem to have anything to interact with. Whoa! What the fuck? When I left mouse click, I'm jumping around now. Oh, shit. I'm taking photos. Ah, I see. This is interesting, but it teaches the, you know, you naturally experiment, and it's teaching the rules very well. And this is very scary because, you know, I can easily tell the contours of the space and move around in it. I'm not just stumbling through the dark, but the fact that it is dark is very upsetting. Oh, there's a hatch, and I can drop through it. I left something unexplored up there, so I'm guessing at this point that it wasn't a branching path, but that it was just, you know, something that I haven't. And now, of course, I'm just waiting for my flash to reveal something scary. Sometimes it reveals nothing at all, which is its own kind of unsettling. Ooh. See, that was great, because it was startling, but it wasn't like a monster or anything that I could immediately get used to and just be like, oh god, you know. Oh, there's one through the window, interesting. So, yeah, I can see the door there, but I can't access it unless, maybe I'm supposed to crouch jump? Oh, Half-Life. Oh, control is crouch, of course. Yes, crouch jump. Oh, that's a mirror. Yep, saw that coming. Anyway, yeah, so that, like, sort of benign scares are good because it, you know, kind of gets you on edge, but at the same time, there's a range to this flash beam. Oh boy, I saw my reflection there again. I can't take this anymore. Shit, well that gets me ready for something to happen. At the same time, it doesn't overexpose a threat. Oh. And now I can hear the disturbing audio, and I have to walk a long way through the darkness, which makes me... Ah! Yeah, okay. See? I saw it coming, but it was still effective. That's how you know it's well done. Okay. Coming down off that. Ooh, that was bracing. Oh, now I'm finding myself in an alleyway, which is definitely visually drawing parallels to the city I was moving through before, so it's still definitely like the same night, the same city, or at least it's supposed to be in the fiction. But clearly this is not where I'm supposed to be. Oh, no voice acting for that line there, but that's very reasonable. I mean, most horror games have no voice acting at all, and, you know... The performance at the beginning was so good that I wonder if maybe they found someone else to... Oh, I've got a knife now. That's fascinating. Okay, and right mouse button changes my grip here. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to pause here and I'm going to check the audio levels of the recording because I noticed that there's a little bit more ambient noise now and I want to make sure that everything's crystal clear. Okay, so far so good. Now, I missed a tutorial pop-up just now. Hopefully nothing important. I think it might have just been telling me that I can use mouse 1 to use this knife, which... Okay, I'm pressing the number keys just there and finding out that I have no other items at present, which suggests I might get some later. Now that I think about it, I thought I saw guns in some of the promotional images for this game, so... definitely seems to be a combat element, which for a Half-Life mod, that's not surprising. But it's good that they demonstrated some diversity by showing off non-combat gameplay in the beginning. And, of course, now I have to go around the creepy corner. Strange, there's no lock. Oh, okay, well, the justifications horror games come up with to prevent you from being able to open doors. Oh, there's a little cancel button down here. Yeah, this year wasn't great for interfaces, was it? And there's nowhere he could have gone, except maybe the bloody help me door. Oh, B to view current objective. Find a code to the padlock. I think I saw a number back there somewhere, maybe. Oh no, I saw a symbol of some kind. I'm just going to compare my strikes here, because it's very possible that I'm going to have some combat. Faster, but I assume weaker. Well, let's see. Stronger attacks that are slower on their rebound are usually better against weaker opponents, because you can kill them in, in one hit and then not have to worry about hitting them again. So I'm going to stay here with the assumption that the first opponents I encounter will be the weakest. Like in the Scandinavian graffiti around here. All right, there's some wooden boards. Oh shit. That was cheap but effective. Wooden boards on there, I'm assuming, are probably not destructible, since, yeah. They just, they if this makes any sense, they had a weight to them, which suggested that they were permanent fixtures. Your mobile phone could be used as a source of light for navigating dark areas. Well, what if I don't want to switch to my mobile phone? Press 1 to activate your light. It does not require batteries. Oh, press mouse 1. Okay, so hang on. I'm going to check. See what key it's bound to. Quick slot 1, 1, 2, 3. Inventory. Okay, inventory's tab. Okay, I have to switch between the switchblade and the mobile phone. Wow, I'm guessing from the interface here that this is actually quite a long game. Where are you? Come as soon as possible. It's getting dark. Okay. Well, I can see perfectly well, thank you very much, so I'm going to switch back to the knife. So I can stop any motherfuckers creeping up on me here. Okay, I find myself back on the street. Wow. I don't have any kind of map or anything, do I? Let me check the inventory here again, or the key bindings. Oh, great. Okay, so the guys in co-op get a flashlight, but I don't? It's fucking bullshit. Co-op, I mean, it seems like actually you just have somebody standing behind you, ready to illuminate anything in your path. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. I notice a lot that when a game doesn't have leave inventory bound to escape, or leave menu bound to escape, I fruitlessly go to the inventory screen without canceling out a lot. That's actually how I discovered the blackjack exploit in Blood and Gold Caribbean, if you follow that playthrough. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit anxious here, not in any traditional horror sense, but just because I worry that I'm overextending beyond the last fork. It's something I'm often afraid of, especially in these earlier kind of more legitimately sprawling sandboxes and open worlds. And I'm certainly despairing of my ability to find my way back. This just seems to be like a town in Sweden. I wonder if I could read that text if it was high resolution, or if that is... No, I'm going to guess that is in fact in Swedish. Okay. Oh, jack-o'-lantern here. I wonder if it's actually Halloween in the game. I didn't check to see if there's a date on the mobile phone. Creepy shit religious paintings. This appears to be a cafe, judging by the shape and orientation. I'm impressed by how much... A little bit of repeated texture, but that's alright. It's the... Oh, interesting. Username and password. Clearly this is something I need to come back to. Oh, let me take that. So yeah, there's clearly a lot of... the puzzles are clearly very widely spaced apart, which is something you don't see often even in adventure games, where you encounter a puzzle that you won't be able to solve until you've explored significantly. It is also something that I take for granted, given the sort of the time period of this game, that there's no people around, but and the character hasn't really directly acknowledged the fact that he's alone in this city yet, which makes me wonder how much that's part of the actual story or horror here. Oh, here's a note. Apple 45. Okay. Well, that sounds like a username or password to me. Probably a password, I think. Now, was there a username on that computer? I didn't well, here's another note. Okay, confused user and then Apple 45, I think. Oh, boy. You can tell I'm trained by horror games over the years, too. As soon as I have focused on an item, look for the thing that jumps and shrieks at me from behind. Now that the pump here is primed, of course. Is there any way I can close this door? No, I'm exposed. Yeah, leaving the door open there is actually really clever, because that makes me very upset. Let's see, hidden note number 1, Apple 45. Confused user, Apple 45. Okay. Confused user. Apple 45. Kind of miss games that trusted you had a keyboard. I understand why, and I don't begrudge. Oh, wow, this is legit. The door just opened. Door just opened. Oh, shit! I'm gonna go hunt for that guy. I'm not sure I want to find him, but... I wonder if I just saved my life there. I figured not. I figured that was actually a canned scare, but it was effective. And you guys saw I was waiting for it. And again, it's still effective. Oh, boy. Yeah, see, you see what's happening here? Like, there's the window there that makes me feel exposed to the street. There's the open door here that makes me feel exposed to this area that is mostly a blind spot. And then I have to go over here into the corner, and I have to enter an interface on a tiny screen and poke around looking for something. This is... See, it's simple, but every part of it is well done. I think that's the key thing. Jill 5997, David. Oh, okay, so I think that's all I need. 5997. I'm guessing that is the combination to the door I left behind there. I'm at least going to get back there and see what's behind it before I call it a day on this one. I might have to come back to it. I don't know what you guys think. But so far, I'm pretty impressed. Oh, boy, that shift sprint sure is not a sprint. That is a trudge, my friend. Alright, I'm going to keep an eye open, because if I'm going to get bushwhacked legitimately in a sense where I need to defend myself, it's probably going to be soon. I'm guessing actually on the other side of the door, since, you know, in the fiction of the game I saw the enemy run there. You know, in practice, I think finding my way back isn't that bad here. Yeah, see, here I am already. Because, you know, it felt sprawling, but for the most part it was pretty linear. The alleyways sort of fed into one another. Ooh, that long load time with the dark screen, though, I tell you what, that makes me jumpy. I mean, everything does, so maybe I shouldn't look too much into absolutely everything that makes me feel unnerved. But for the record... Okay, I think it might be the one back here. Again, it's low-key, and it's taking it pretty slow. But everything it's done has been done well. Boy. Do I even remember that combination? Let's see if it's in my notes. 5997. Okay, so the notes are pretty helpful here. Oh, boy. Sorry, I just bypassed it.